Hello, it's me, David Hitchmo again, recording my second video of the week. You'll see that my surroundings are a little bit different. I'm not actually in one of Knowsley's brilliant green spaces today, recording this video from home. So the topic of this video today is slightly different. As I say, it's to do with some investment that has been announced for the Liverpool City Region related to improving the rail and transport networks in the region. As a Kirby resident, I've seen how investment in this area has improved local transport networks with the development of Headbolt Lane railway station, and that has improved transport connections for the people of Kirby, especially along that line into Liverpool city centre. Mayor Steve Rotherham has said that this is part of his vision of having a London-style transport network for the region, and this will lead to cleaner, more accessible, more integrated transport for all. On top of that, as with any public network improvement, it's hoped that that will work towards reducing the number of cars on the road, or necessity for cars on the road, and therefore work towards decarbonisation. Of course, as with any investment, this can be a really positive thing, and I hope that this money goes towards actually improving things for the people that use this service, the people that are reliant on these services to get around. For those people who don't have access to a car, perhaps have accessibility needs. Despite all the obvious positives that can come from this, I want to speak as a regular user of the Merseyrail trains, an occasional user of the buses in the region, that, to put it lightly, the network can be somewhat hit or miss. I've faced numerous cancellations, delays, and other issues. Ultimately, I think it's no big stretch of the imagination to say, much as people like shiny new trains, etc., people want a functional rail service that gets you from A to B as you need and for a reasonable price. And price is perhaps another big issue that people are faced with. Over recent years, we've seen rail and transport prices going up and up and up. People say that that's with inflation and increasing cost. But ultimately, the UK has one of the most expensive rail networks in the whole of Europe. We have very expensive tickets compared to other places. Ultimately, we are somewhat a victim of the privatised rail and transport networks that we have. So ultimately, these rail networks are being run for the benefit of shareholders and for the businesses for their profits, rather than to make it functional and best for the people who are using it. I, of course, think that the purpose of a transport network is to provide the best service to the people that use it. You know, some people are reliant on this to get to work, get to their jobs, get to medical appointments, and when tickets cost as much as they do, that's a major detriment and a major hurdle that people need to get over just to get into work, just to get to the medical appointments they need to do. And even socially, you know, if people can't be using the rail networks because it's too expensive, and that stops people from going out, seeing their friends, hobbies, etc., reduces the quality of life. All that being said, I do have to say one thing for our local network, which is I have heard that we actually have some of the cheapest tickets in the country. I was somewhat skeptical of that because I believe that if anyone's had to get a return ticket to Liverpool Central from Kirby, it costs a little over £5, which I think is rather a lot if you have to get 2 trains every day backwards and forwards from work. Again, we're talking about a vital service, a thing that people are reliant on if they don't have access to a car, or people who just want to make use of public network. As I say, this is a way of reducing the number of cars on roads, reducing the amount of emissions being put out by these vehicles, and a good public network is a sign of a good functioning government. So, not to focus too much on the negatives of this video, we've got a large amount of money coming into the Liverpool City Region. This could go a long way to improving some of the things that we need to improve in our rail network. I welcome Steve Rotherham's vision, not necessarily for a London-style transport network for anyone who's had to use the very busy rail networks down south, but something that functions very well, something that functions for the people of Merseyside, and something that allows us to keep developing and keep moving forward with this vital public service. So hopefully this can be a start of something that further connects the region. We shall wait and see and hope that that vision is a positive one. Thank you for listening. I've just realised I didn't really record an ending for this video, so I've just jumped back on to try and finish it off. Still learning, still getting the hang of these things, so hope to keep improving. Hope to keep bringing you information about Kirby, Knowsley, the surrounding area, anything that affects us. So until next time, hope you're well, and I'll be back speaking about Knowsley soon.